What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action, spawning in the red color, playing as Zeus. His name is Shadowfaxx. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Loki. His name is TheRapl. Game number 4 of this best of 5 series, round of 16. Ladies and gentlemen, lots of excitement here. It's match point, so to speak, for Rapl. He just needs to win one more game and he gets the dub. And he does find himself with a very, very nice map here. If I do say so myself, he's incredibly lucky to see this. We'll talk a little bit about that later, but last game, Rapl managing to squeeze a victory against Shadowfaxx Poseidon on a map that, and a strategy that I thought Shadowfaxx was executing incredibly well up until the point that he lost. So, well played by Rapl to find that win there. But now it's a new matchup, it's a new map, it's a new everything. Shadowfaxx has got to reset and he has to find his way into this matchup and finding the victory here. In this one, we'll see if he's going to be able to make it work. He is one of the better Greek versus Norse players out there from what I've seen. He's very, very good at playing a defensive Greek, and he can play the offensive Greek from time to time at a high clip. But this map here, why is this map great for Loki? You might go, hang on, it's really easy to wall up with this position over here and this position over here and this position over here. But really, the reason why it's a good map for Loki is that this forward gold mine kind of becomes less of an issue than you might think. He's got a great forest here. He's got the sentry tower here. These like artificial walls, so to speak, make it a longer distance to his opponent's base. And we'll see how things are going to go. As the game mode is along, we do see this Katoskopos roaming into the main base here of the TheRapl. And I think TheRapl is going to be a little bit disappointed though. Even with having this position here, it's a very, very low hunt map. It's only starting hunt here on this map. That's it. So the question here comes for Shadowfaxx. Unless there's something over here. There's a bear there. So the question comes for Shadowfaxx. Does he go for a 2-town center play here? Or does he try and force the issue with an Athena rush that is going to be very, very heavy on Toxotes? Considering his opponent is going to be very, very heavy on throwing Axemen as well, it might not be a bad idea. Idea being, you can push this position here nicely. We do see a house coming up on this position for Rapl, but Hoplite Toxotes for the early stages of the game. We see that the food is available here to go to the next age, and Shadowfaxx does decide to go through Athena, so he's not going for any sort of Hermes play here in the slightest. A fast advance time is this. What's this? Okay, it's fine. It's not fine. It's fine, but it's not fine. Is that that deer is quite valuable there. In fact, he's walling the deer out. If he sends the Katoskopos back over, he could potentially send it back, but we'll see exactly what Shadowfaxx's game plan here is. He's got 3 on gold. He's got a bunch on wood, so he is going for the 1-town center play here, it seems. As the house comes up, and what can he do? Relics on the map. We do have the Oseberg wagon, a really, really good late game relic here. This is one of the best late game relics actually in the game, reducing the caravan food cost by 25, as well as making caravans move 20% faster, which is a huge amount in all. Sorry, 15% faster, a huge amount there. As hard as volley on the other side of the map there, only giving a little bit of line of sight. As we do see the archery range coming down. And this villager over here looking for another place to drop a building as Shadowfaxx. It looks like he's just going, to me, that what looks like just Toxotes here. That's never going to work. You do need to get yourself something. And he's okay, so he's going for a military academy as well, just building it a little bit slower, opting for a little bit more of an economic approach, knowing that he's not going to be putting all too much pressure on, would rather not lose the villager walk time there. In a way, as this villager kind of getting caught out as Shadowfaxx drops the house there. And he does want to get the house up. He is kind of population blocked a little bit, but it doesn't affect him all too much. As an Odysseus going to be coming through here as well. Villagers going to be getting harassed on this position as Shadowfaxx needs to turn around and start shanking this one down. And he does manage to start doing that. The Odysseus will be out as well and should be enough there to help out on that position. Meanwhile, over here, Minotaur needs to be careful with that one. You don't want to be taking damage. TheRapl gets a little bit of damage there and has to retreat back. TheRapl now onto these chickens over here. He's got himself 5 goats there as the spy does get dropped down onto the Odysseus. As some units are now starting to flow out for Shadowfaxx. Now, Shadowfaxx's game plan here probably should be going for a second gold mine, gold staff of some variety, or trying to ensure he gets to the heroic age at a reasonable time to get himself out some, something. As the Odysseus is trying to track this Ursa, but TheRapl is being incredibly sneaky with it. As the Odysseus, I mean, the line of sight is huge on the Odysseus, but he's just like, where did that Ursa go? And TheRapl's just going to leave this one here. He's got 22 HP on it now. He might even drop a military building on the back here sometime later. As the army now pushing forward. Toxotes are out to defend this one, so TheRapl's got to be a bit careful, but he is getting a little bit of damage here, and damage does mean favor. Favor does mean scary times ahead for the Zeus player, as he is turtling incredibly hard. Farms starting to come up here on this position. No walls on these sentry towers just yet, which I think is a little bit of a mistake. Definitely should be attempting to get those up, as the Ursa pull back slightly early there, as Odysseus giving away the Toxotes position. And what can TheRapl do with those Ursa is the big question. One of the big advantages of playing Loki on these low hunt maps is you can just go mass dwarves. But TheRapl's not doing that for the time being. He's cut himself Ursa here. He's making some gatherers for himself. And we'll see if he's got enough food to get to the next age. He's got 172 food in that. He does have husbandry. Do we see a sentry tower getting taken down again? No wall segments down here for Shadowfaxx in this game. Is that Minotaur here causing some problems? A troll spawn. Nice there for TheRapl, but it will get taken out by that Odysseus very, very fast. As the walls over here getting cleaned up. But a troll coming through here to pick off that villager there as it's repairing. Got to be a little bit careful on that one, as the troll does end up getting sniped. Villager's retreating back. And can this Toxotes do the deed here? Do the damage? Another Toxotes coming through. Troll does find a Toxotes over here, as that's going to get taken out. For nice play there for TheRapl. I'm not sure if that is first blood or not. I mean, apart from the troll, the free troll spawn. There's more farms coming out. We do see a wooden wall getting taken down there. It's the Ursa pulling away. More units pushing forward. Does find some berries in the front of the map. I like the idea of jumping onto that, as TheRapl trying to go to the next age. Shadowfaxx is also trying to go to the next age here, which I like as well. Is he still building Toxotes? Yeah, just building Toxotes and getting to the heroic age here with plow, with these farms, means he's going to be able to make some Hypaspists to defend himself. And he does have himself a lot of stuff here, basically. A really, really good map to defend against these Ursa raids. And he can grab this back position here as well with a fortress and everything else. The one problem for Shadowfaxx at the moment is a little bit short on gold. So he does need to move over there and grab that one. As the Ursa swinging around onto this position here, the villagers can help out and tank a little bit for those Toxotes. And he does manage to do that. As Bragi now clicked up for TheRapl. Shadowfaxx, on the other hand, with a whole bunch of idle villagers, needs to get those back to work as fast as he possibly can, as those farms coming up. The walls coming back up over here as well for Shadowfaxx. And we see an armory getting dropped down, as Shadowfaxx just about to afford to advance to the next age. And TheRapl making a smart play here. We don't see this all too often in these situations. Normally the Loki player stays one town center and tries to rush Mythic Age. But I love this town center. The idea here is that TheRapl doesn't really need farms at a big clip. He can just throw everyone onto gold and spam out of 2 town centers, the dwarves out of 2 town centers, and Shadowfaxx can't really compete with that here. Can't really compete with that. We do see Apollo coming through. What Shadowfaxx can do, however, as we do see some cheeky raids coming in, those hoplites are actually really good raiders in this matchup. While the Herser can kind of chase them down, they can run, and they can also turn around and take a fight whenever they really feel like it. As the army pushing across the map, got to be really careful with this army, though, as the town center over here going to be coming up. He doesn't quite have Apollo, and there is the Mythic Age already, or not Mythic Age, Heroic Age already in for TheRapl, so he could catch these units out here. As the Dwarves up on this position, we do see the hoplites coming through over there as well. As TheRapl here, he's going to attempt to surround these units as well. Shadowfaxx is getting some good damage done as the hoplites come through, spotting this position. TheRapl does turn around immediately, but so too does Shadowfaxx turn around immediately there as well, as TheRapl finds himself in the worse off position from that one there, as the army coming through. TheRapl might unfortunately click himself Flaming Weapons here is a bit of a bait, but he's not doing it. There's the restoration, as Flaming Weapons almost has to come through, but we do see the Underworld passage getting dropped down as a bit of a nod. I'm here. You're not going to get it. You know, I'm going to have reinforcements coming through very, very shortly, but he doesn't quite have enough there. Bolt onto the battle ball, and it looks like TheRapl is able to hold for the time being here, as we do see some Hypaspis starting to get trained. We're still hoplites coming out here for Shadowfaxx. He needs to get something not named hoplites out, just Hypaspis and Toxotes at this point. As Shadowfaxx, he tried to bait the Flaming Weapons, but TheRapl too switched on for that one. He's been around the yard a little bit there, as the Toxotes pushing back out, and TheRapl knows he needs to pull away from this because it's a little bit too challenging to take that fight there, which will allow Shadowfaxx to now push off of this gold mine. But now the Dwarves can easily move up here, and if the fight ensues up to the top side of the map, then the Flaming Weapons is going to work, as the villagers here for TheRapl still gathering the from the berries, and we do see the Herser pushing through onto this position, going to be looking for a little bit of damage. There are still the units over here as they can pop through that Underworld passage, going to be pushing those Herser away. Still no second town center here for Shadowfaxx, so TheRapl is getting in front here in terms of villages as the Dwarves pull off of that gold mine nicely. The units coming over here for TheRapl as well, as Shadowfaxx needs to pull back. And can he make this one work or not is the big question, as Shadowfaxx does decide to take a little bit of a fight here before pulling away. Throwing Axeman going to get some good damage done over here. We do see a Heracles is out. He's going to be able to take down the myth units very, very quickly, as more Herser moving forward here. It's 106 population for Shadowfaxx to 119 for TheRapl, which does mean TheRapl is in a good position here to take a fight, but he doesn't need to take it, which is what he's doing really nicely at the moment. He's just sitting on this 2 town centers, allowing it to be a really big assistance. We see that, got to be careful with that ox cart over here for TheRapl, bit of a weird one, as Flaming Weapons does come through, and we will be seeing TheRapl trying to get us around here. He does get the longhouse up over here as a ghost building, but the units turn around and take this fight with those Hypaspis. It's actually a decent fight to actually take here, as a mountain giant does get spawned, and now we can probably see the Toxotes pushing through here, as the he's not paying attention on this position. The longhouse is going to get taken down here on the other side, and will Shadowfaxx be able to pull back and continue in this game is the big question after all is said and done. It's 77 favor for TheRapl there, as the army here pulls away. TheRapl survives. He's got his 2 town center advantage. Shadowfaxx still has got his Underworld passage on this top position here, which is going to be tough to deal with. We see a marker coming up here for TheRapl moving forward. His farm's coming up all over the place. But what do you do if you're Shadowfaxx here? Do you go for a Mythic Age here? Do you stay 1 town center and just try and take down this town center here? Looks like he's going for the 4 town center at this point. TheRapl is in front by a little over 10 villages, which does make me very nervous for Shadowfaxx moving forward. But he plays this position really, really nicely a lot of the time here. And also with the fact that he can wall this off over here, he might be okay here moving forward, as the hoplite raids, just a handful of hoplites just moving across the map can do so much damage. He's obviously checking this town center, ensuring that no 3rd town center is coming up, and the mountain giant comes in, erases the Underworld passage, as the villagers here getting sent packing. And irrigation coming through for Shadowfaxx as well. 1 villager kill here. Going to be giving it an 8 villager deficit for Shadowfaxx to come back from. And we'll see what his decisions are going to be. Does he go for a 3rd town center? Does he not go for a 3rd town center? Does he go for the heroic case? Does he go for armory upgrades? Line upgrades here would not go astray. The big thing for TheRapl is he needs to work out how he's going to deal with the Paspis that Shadowfaxx has made. You probably need to be making Huskal here, as well as Mass Throw and Axeman is generally the way to go against this army. Maybe some raiding cavalry wouldn't go astray, but TheRapl doesn't quite have his farm set up all too amazingly just yet, but he is trying to get those out as this mountain giant gets caught out of position. The Heracles is going to be able to clean that one up nice and fast with the assistance of the rest of the army there. Walls coming down here. I like this play from TheRapl. These little mini hoplite raids do a lot of damage, but just a lone wall gives you such an idea about what's coming for you. As the Hersers sneak through, they can get some raids onto Shadowfaxx, and every little bit is going to be helping here. As the Herser come through, and a potential myth unit spawn here as well would not go astray, as we see a longhouse coming up there as well. 1 villager down, maybe 2 villagers down. We do see an Odysseus is in the base already, as a handful of units are going to be pulling back. Watchtowers coming through for Shadowfaxx as well. And there's that myth unit we were talking about, as the villagers need to pull into a tower for the time being here. Obviously, Shadowfaxx going to immediately start targeting that one down. Where did those infantry units go? I'm not sure what he did with them. I thought he sent them back here, but I don't know where they went. Anyways, Herser over onto this position. Another longhouse coming down here for TheRapl, as a 3rd town center slowly coming up onto this position as well. Villagers deciding to turn around and take this fight is inviting chaos with the myth unit spawns, but with the Odysseus back here, do you see the Paspist able to chase these ones around? They're probably not going to be able to catch up completely to said Herser here, but you'll be able to get some damage done as well. And will Shadowfaxx... Well, Shadowfaxx is opting for an earlier Hephaestus here. I actually like this play quite a bit, but he is basically inviting a late game with TheRapl's Loki. TheRapl's going to be 3 town centers. He's got walls set up all over the place. I'd love to see more walls. Get walls up here. Get walls up down here. Constrict the map. Getting a market on this position would be beautiful here. Or a market down here would be nice as well. Maybe a market over here to this town center is actually as good as it gets. So he's already got that position kind of sorted. So just completely secure that for later. As Shadowfaxx can now start thinking about this town center. With the longhouses on the back secured here, TheRapl can actually drop a temple and start thinking about rampage myth units hitting the back end of Shadowfaxx here. As more military buildings coming down for Shadowfaxx. He does get a fortress up on this gold mine, which he absolutely needs to do. This defends against the Nidhogg, the incoming Nidhogg pressure. The villagers can move up to here and help out as well, or mine this gold mine, as we see a town center now coming down onto this position. TheRapl might want to use his Nidhogg here, actually, and delay that town center if he can. We'll see if it's going to get up in time or not, as the army coming up to this position going to be trying to defend here, as the army of TheRapl defending there. We do see the Plenty Vault gets dropped down. Herser moving over here. Shadowfaxx is paying attention though, and a temple does come out. More units are going to be coming through here for TheRapl, as Forge of Olympus automatically coming through. I love this play for TheRapl. He steals the Plenty Vault. He steals the Plenty Vault away. As the Longhouse comes down, that means you need to put a bunch of buildings around here to kind of take it back for yourself, or leave 3 units on this or something. I think it's 1 unit is this. We do see the villagers coming over here to start shanking that, and the Nidhogg does it come down in time. 2,600 HP does manage to come down in time, denying the town center for the time being, as TheRapl sets up a temple over here. He doesn't yet have himself a hill fort. I told a lie. It's 1 hill fort up, so he can make some ballista here if he so chooses. The raid coming in onto this gold mine now. Good raid for Shadowfaxx there, as a watchtower coming down onto this position. The one Hephaestus is in, though. There's a very, very low HP Herser that does get taken out by the watchtower over there as well. And where's the Nidhogg now? Flying straight to this gold mine. But we already see the villagers moving over here, as this Herser is still trying to get longhouses just spread out all along the map there, as the Odysseus needs to get back home to start taking down that Nidhogg. You really don't have too many different options to deal with this unit. It's a very, very strong unit after all is said and done. as TheRapl now starting to clean up this position as well. And can Shadowfaxx defend this is the big question. There's a great amount of trolls here. 3 hammer trolls there. No myth units on this position, or heroes on this position. Where's the Bellerophon? There it is. You can definitely use that to take that one out as the Nidhogg moves forward over here. The villagers can easily just garrison into that fortress there as the damage is coming down. Where's Odysseus gone? You need to get that one over there, as we do see that the Bellerophon spots this Herser over there. The villagers can dive into the fortress, but it looks like Shadowfaxx has kind of forgot that for the time being. As the units over here getting pushed back, TheRapl is controlling this game beautifully at this position as the fortified town centers coming through. A longhouse on that position over there, as well as the fire giant pushes in, going to start taking villagers down in the main base. But where's the Bellerophon gone? Coming back up onto this position here, jumps through, going to be able to take out a battle boy. He wants to get in and try and take out the fire giant as well. These throwing axemen aren't going to be doing all too much, as we see an Iron Mail upgrade coming through as well. This is one problem for TheRapl. He's got no armory upgrades here in this game, as the Nidhogg now getting dealt a ton of damage. Bellerophon dives in, takes down one hammer troll there. Got to wait for that jump to come back. It's a very, very long wait for said jump to come in. Some heavy Myrmidon pushing through here as well. The Bellerophon can help out to take down those Ballaster as well, or you can just send in the Colossus as well. Basically 2 hits a Ballaster. Not really the best of units to build against Zeus, though if you've got some units out to kind of defend here, it can work out. As copper weapons now coming through for Shadowfaxx as well. He still has to defend all the myth units coming into his main base, causing a lot of grief, but Shadowfaxx has got the gold mines. He's behind considerably in economy, but he's done absolute amazing job dealing with these myth units of Shadowfaxx. As this town center attempting to come back onto this position as well. The Hearse are going to come over here and put a stop to that one, as well as basically Shadowfaxx needs to put more attention over to get that town center up here. Medium infantry coming through for TheRapl, as well as the fire giant over here causing a lot of problems. Where's the Bellerophon gone is the big question, as the hometown center now under pressure as he takes down these myth units in his main base nicely. Well done where that's concerned, as the villagers pulled off this town center for the time being. I wouldn't mind seeing these home-based units pushing over to grab this town center. He does push onto this gold mine over here as well. As does he have this upgrade? No, he doesn't have it. I can never remember what it's called. The comes from the fortress, I believe. What's it called? Beast Slayer there. And that can help those Myrmidon with taking out those units as well, as he tries to push through with those but does need to pull back. Bellerophon, if he wants, he can jump over this position and get a ton of damage done, but he will be stuck over. Great micro from TheRapl. Well, I don't know what to say, but he just pulls the Ballaster back in that moment, and this Bellerophon is unable to get any damage done. How does he get out of this position? There is an opening here, so he can get out there as well. As the Nidhogg swinging around, will spot some villagers over here. We do see the units coming over here to try and take down these Herser here as well. As Shadowfaxx has got a long road ahead of him to find stabilization in this game, as a 286 HP Nidhogg getting some good damage done. He does make a retreat away immediately here. Does still have this gold mine with the fortress here. He's got a Heliopolis queued up. That's going to be a good help to take out that Nidhogg and keep those villagers alive. Not Chiron, but Odysseus is now on the prowl here to take out the Nidhogg, as that one looks like it's slowly going to be getting taken out as the villagers pulling all the way back home. Nidhogg down, Tango down, and TheRapl has got a lot of he's got an uphill battle now. Town center up for Shadowfaxx, 53 villagers for Shadowfaxx to 87 villagers for TheRapl, but there is a Plenty Vault, right? The Plenty Vault, and we do see the Longhouse comes back in yet again, but he needs a couple more to actually get up to steal this Plenty Vault. I believe this one is contributing, and this Watchtower is contributing as well. So TheRapl needs just a little bit more there to make that work, as the gold mine over here getting harassed down by a Myrmidon, but the Herser are in position to defend there. The building's getting cleaned up over here as well, as Shadowfaxx is still just happily playing defense here, as the Heliopolis are also a decent unit to actually take those Ballaster down. As Bellerophon coming back in, there is an opportunity here to heal this one back up if Shadowfaxx wants to. He needs the jump special there. He mustn't have it just yet as he's retreating away. 18 HP on that one as Shadowfaxx. I don't think he's quite got the upgrade. Does he have it? Temple of Healing? No Temple of Healing here, but losing that Bellerophon is not good. You definitely want to just get Temple of Healing and keep that Bellerophon alive for the entirety of the game. 400 gold is a lot of gold, and 6 favor is not something you really want to be spending on a hero either. As the Heliopolis slowly starting to break down this gate over here. We do see some nice walls coming down for TheRapl as he's trying to push forward, but Shadowfaxx is already set up with the fortress, or just about to be set up with the fortress, I should say. More buildings coming down around this map here as well. For TheRapl, he is trying his best to control this game here. As these guys are, well, Shadowfaxx is fighting for his tournament life, and TheRapl wants to end it here, but Shadowfaxx has pushed through on this position. The Heliopolis is cleaning up these watchtowers. This town center is going to be a problem for TheRapl to defend here. Rampage is coming through though. 65 favor in the bank here for TheRapl as he's going to be able to pump a whole bunch of myth units out here as well. We'll see if TheRappl's going to have the resources for it, but he doesn't have the gold mines in this game here as he's getting pushed off of this gold here. He's going to get pushed off of this gold. He hasn't got these walls set up that I was talking about ages ago, which should have been up to help him defend those gold mines. A market here to start that trade route hasn't been started, and TheRapl is found himself in a really, really difficult position. The villagers are going to attempt to sneak this gold mine over here, maybe. We'll see if he's going to be able to get over there or not as a military academy archery range, or even if TheRapl knows that that's there. I'm not sure he knows it's there. I don't know what he's scouted on the corner of the map here, but oftentimes the village... No, he does know it's there. Okay, so he's going to grab this gold mine. No worries where that's concerned. As the fire giant now coming through, going to be getting some damage done onto this position here as Shadowfaxx here. He's got to be careful taking these fights down military units, especially down his other stuff. And look at this, Shadowfaxx. He's not falling for anything in this game. No siree. Hitting these villages over here is going to be an incredibly tough position for TheRapl to be in. But one thing TheRapl can do, well, actually not at the moment because he's got the Bellerophon here. Maybe at the front. Does he have a temple on the front anywhere? I don't see one. But if he had a temple here, he could be spamming mountain giants out with all that food in the bank to take this out. But he is at 160 population. The villagers are getting taken out on this position, so they do have to retreat away. We see a little bit of a raid over here as a watchtower coming down for Shadowfaxx to attempt to defend this position, as well as the buildings on the back getting cleaned up. Some mountain giants are queued up here, but Shadowfaxx here is going to be happily just leaving the Heliopolis to push forward. Seeing that flag there, you kind of have to know that something's in there, but obviously Shadowfaxx needs to deal with this fire giant. We'll see if he's going to be able to do so as the army coming through, not even caring about this fortified town center and hill fort, defending over here, getting some good damage done as the units can just continue to pile out here. Shadowfaxx is now 72 villages. Gold mine wise, he does want this gold mine on the front, so he might need to put some buildings up over there or something to defend with that one, as the Bellerophon manages to snipe the fire giant down here. Units pushing forward here onto this position. TheRapl still not having the best of times with his armory upgrades as we see a bunch of Huskar pushing through here. Great unit choice here to take down those Toxotes, but what this means is now that TheRapl is doing this, Shadowfaxx can actually spam out Hypaspists here really, really easily as the Bellerophon getting pulled back. Do we see that Temple of Healing up? Still no Temple of Healing as the Mountain Giant is pulling forward here, and Shadowfaxx is going to be able to take that one down relatively quickly here with the Bellerophon, if he so chooses. Fire Giant still getting some damage done, but Heracles coming through. A whole bunch of Mountain Giants actually are coming through for TheRapl. We'll see if he's going to be able to get the damage done. No Architects on this town center, so it will take a lot of damage here from those Mountain Giants as the Bellerophon cleans up the Mountain Giant in his main base, but the Mountain Giants over here are dealing the damage. The problem is that RapL has got no gold in the bank. 133 of 160 population, even killing this town center. He's easily just going to get it back up as now the Bellerophon dives in to try and snipe these Mountain Giants down one by one. Town center still going down. Only a handful of villagers on this town center to repair it up. The special ability comes in and the town center is taken down as RapL manages that one there. Can he get over onto this position or not is the big question. Answer seems to be no, as Shadowfaxx trying to break through on this position, not able to do so just yet. We do see the Mountain Giant getting cleaned up there. The town center is coming back up with just a handful of villagers. I'd love to see all of these villagers coming over to get this town center up. I always see this where the players just, they don't do enough to get their town center back up, and then it ends up biting them in the bum as the army still pushing through here with Iron Mail. This is the reason why Shadowfaxx's army is doing so well at the moment. It's not because they're Greek, it's because he's got Iron Mail, and RapL does not have iron weapons, does not have himself bronze mail either here. As the Bellerophon just sitting idle over here. Lots of damage coming in onto this position. He still has this gold mine in his main base here as the Plenty Vault has been stolen for just a little bit. The army forgetting about this position here as the hill fort getting taken down. Town center here for Shadowfaxx does end up coming up as all the villagers on this gold mine end up dying. What has Shadowfaxx done here? This is huge for RapL because he's managed to just absolutely neuter Shadowfaxx's economy here. Now, Shadowfaxx can rebuild his villages here very, very easily, and he's got a lot of army on this top position, which is going to be tough to deal with as the units are still popping out, still taking down villages of RapL, still causing problems for RapL here. But RapL is finished up on this gold mine over here. Colossus can start making his way into taking out this town center, as well as the army is now over here to start cleaning up these longhouses. As what can RapL do now? He's got no gold. He's got 7 ox caravans without a decent trade route set up. He could go into this corner here that is well set up. Over here is an idea as well, as the army of Shadowfaxx now going to be making his way up to this position. He's realized this is the only place that that RapL has got gold, and not only that, he's going, you know, while I do this, I'm going to target this town center down with my Colossus and see if RapL pays attention or not. So what's happening in the main base? Nothing really there. A couple of idle units need to be making their way across the map. As Bellerophon does end up getting sniped down, which will give RapL the ability to hold here on this position, I would assume, as the Fire Giants getting taken out. Not just yet, getting some good damage on, I should say. My brain has lost all sense of reality here as it's about to clock into 1 a.m. as these Fire Giants push forward, going to start being able to take down the this position here. Do we see a Bellerophon coming out anywhere is the big question up here on this position. That the Colossus was cleaned up or was pulled back for dealing with the Hearser up there is a little bit too much, as the units will be able to take down this Fire Giant. Do we see Beast Slayer? Still no Beast Slayer from Shadowfaxx. It's a bit of a rare technology, but you've got to know that it exists, as the army's still just pushing in, trying to take down the Fire Giant here. Shadowfaxx, even with himself having Forge of Olympus in this game. I think he's got Forge of Olympus in this game. Let me just double check that. Yeah, he does. He still hasn't gotten himself iron weapons, which would help him out a ton, as Thrizaz Rune actually coming through for RapL. Does he have a temple on the back here anywhere? No, he doesn't. One Ulfsark to be built, and then a temple would not go astray here. And we do see that Shadowfaxx is now onto this position nicely, trying to break through here, trading really, really well. Shadowfaxx actually not trading well at all. He's down population. He's down to 110 population, but so too is RapL falling there on the population as well here, as the Heliopolis and the Petropolis pushing forward. The units pushing up over here are going to try and take out the Ox Cart first and foremost to really slow the gold income of RapL down here, as the villagers popping out going to go after the Heliopolis here. Shadowfaxx can pull that one down. Unlike the Siege Tower, this Heliopolis stays alive for so long against those villagers. As the town center continuing to get knocked down, what can RapL do here at this point? Olympic Parentage coming through as well for Shadowfaxx. Where's the Bellerophon is the big question. There he is. He's in. He's going to start being able to take down this Fire Giant. Can TheRapl micro this one and dodge the jump is the big question. I'm pretty sure you can't cancel the animation of the fire giant's damage there, and TheRapl in that moment does have to tap out. 34 minutes of action, ladies and gentlemen, and TheRapl here was in the driver's seat for the most part, but Shadowfaxx's defense is on another level here, able to just survive after survive after survive in this game. The one thing that I think that TheRapl is missing here to solidify an advantage in this game is literally walls. Bam, bam, bam. Instead of like getting in onto this position is great, but also just getting random units. You only need one to put walls up over here and secure all of this as much as you can. You slow down any sort of army transitions from one side to the other, and you can find the wins where that's concerned, but unfortunately did not do that, didn't get up a decent trade route, and could not survive the Zeus rampage here in game number 4. We've got one final game coming for you, ladies and gentlemen. Moving into game number 5. It is best of 5. That's all we've got for it. Tournament life on the line for both of them. If you guys are enjoying this game, enjoying this series, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.